So TVD, it's easy to think, hey, this guy's taken off. If he's going to be this good as a freshman, he's good to go. Uh, and all of that's true. The hope and the expectation for the future is through the ceiling, and it should be, but he still has a lot to learn.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that Miami fans that we can be confident in TVD, but there's no need to be overbearing and Heisman Trophy and top 10 pick. Let's allow the young man to grow. Let's get him an OC. Let's get him a quarterbacks coach, and let's see where we can go from there with it. I think we need to have us a wait and see approach because we don't need all that external pressure when it comes to him. Yes, he did very well this past season. He played well over like 7 games or so. And in his sample size, it was very good. And we appreciate what he brought to the table. And as far as breaking records and throwing the ball all over the yard, we appreciate that. But all of this, like he's a top 10 pick, he got the strongest arm in college football. Uh, let's chill on that, man. Let's allow him to grow and get better before we start adding all this extra pressure to the young man for no apparent reason.
Charles Johnson, I'm right there with you. When I looked at it a few weeks ago, I came to the same conclusion that the ACC had the best quarterback collection in the country, which I'm not going to say it surprised me because I knew all those guys were doing what they were doing. But once that was the first time I really thought about it and went through Devin Leary at North Carolina State and Kenny Pickett and TVD and Brennan Armstrong and Sam Howell, and it's like 6 or 7 quarterbacks had outstanding seasons in the conference. So the conference isn't that good, but quarterback extremely strong.
Isn't it crazy, Mark? I think you went down like a list of the fact that was it the Virginia guy that didn't even make the top 3 in our conference?
Yeah, so
Or the NC State guy?
Pickett would have been first, and then was Howell second and TVD on the third team.
Yeah.
I think it would have been Devin Leary. Hit like a 35-5 TD to pick ratio. Didn't even make
top 3.
Top 3.
Yeah. Well, it happens. You know, we got to keep that
no
going.
Brennan Armstrong in the top. Whatever it was, you got about 6 deep of quarterbacks who could easily be all conference somewhere else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And great quarterback play it leads to these really good games. I mean, the NC State back and forthness, the Virginia, even though I still think we should have won that game, but I think we should have won every game except for Bama. That's just me, though. The back and forthness of what happened with Virginia, the shootout at Pitt. I mean, it was some real good stuff. I mean, this Pitt team is going to turn out to be, I think, an 11-win Pittsburgh team. One of their losses was to this 7-5 Miami team. You know,
Yeah.
so it is it's kind of mind blowing sometimes when you think about it.
Yeah, this Pitt team's going to take on Michigan State minus Kenny Pickett, so we'll see what they've got at backup quarterback, and it's a lot to ask of them, even though Michigan State's going to be playing without their Heisman Trophy candidate as well at running back, but it's a different position. But a lot to ask. But if they are able to win that New Year's 6 Peach Bowl game, they're 12-2, and they finish in the top 7 or 8 in the country, and Miami beat them.
Yep.
So that's what's possible.
Very sloppy, weird game, but we got them. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the game that we play, man. You can't just. I don't know about Travis Hunter being listed as good. He's all right, but I don't know about good. Cunningham is pretty solid, but yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh, you're talking Jordan Travis, Florida State.
Yeah, there we go. Jordan Travis. He's meh. I would take the Georgia Tech guy over him because when that Georgia Tech guy is healthy, he is a problem. Sims. He's Billy Russell put a good he answered the question about what he thinks Coach Cristobal brings to the table, and I really like that. Put it in a lot simpler terms than I did. You know, Super Mario will bring toughness, accountability, and a passion for perfection. And Mark, we've talked about this for years at this point. What could Miami become if they had an attention to detail level of places like Iowa, of a Wisconsin, just that consistent Virginia Tech, like just a consistent, tough out team that is not going to beat themselves, that knows where they're supposed to be, plays sound football across the board, and truly gets the game, understands where they're supposed to be. And you mix that with the elite recruiting area, you're talking about a perennial 10-win team. And that's all we in the Miami Hurricanes fan base have asked. We don't ask to be national champions every year. Okay, what Nick Saban has brought to the table in college football will never be replicated. That's just it's completely unfair to hold people to that candle, okay, of what he's done. I think he's won 10 games for what, 15 years now, or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever see something like that again, Mark. But, well, at least we won't. Maybe our grandkids or something. I'll see it. Well, your great grandkids, my grandkids probably see it. Somebody at Toledo or something. I don't know. But the standard, I do understand, is to be in a championship game every year. But the standard, and more, if we were to put it in modern terms, the standard is to be a perennial playoff team. Sometimes you fall short of making the playoffs. Sometimes you're in it. Sometimes you make it to the championship game, and sometimes you win it. But being in the conversation of Ohio State, this year of Michigan, of Georgia, and Oklahoma, okay, being where this team, this Miami team, is a playoff team. They run the ACC Coastal, they run the ACC, and this is the team you don't want to play towards the end of the season because they continue to get better. It's that simple.
I'll throw this one in as a stat. So Nick Saban, 7-6 his first year in Tuscaloosa. Then he's won 10 games, and usually a lot more than 10 games, but 10 games minimum since 08. If you throw out the Luke Fickell interim coach year at Ohio State, they've won at least 10 games every year since 05.
Sweet baby Rays. I can only imagine. I've never witnessed Miami or something like that. You have, Mark. I mean, the 80s, we were really dominant. The 90s, people throw the 90s in there, but the 90s was kind of a up and down. I mean, the sanctions
it was the beginning
destroyed
of the
us.
90s.
Right, beginning of the 90s as well. But by like 93, 94, it started to derail.
The 94 team played for the national championship at the Orange Bowl against Nebraska and lost. Right. That was kind of the end of the dynasty for that period of time.
But you talk about from like 79 to 89. Oh my God. It was must-see TV. Again, if the playoffs were around then, Miami would be known as a playoff caliber team. They were always going to be in the conversation at least. And I get it,
Think about this while I'm out spitting out these kind of statistics. Think about this as a Miami fan. The worst conference record since 04 being 7-1. The worst. That's what Ohio State's done in the Big Ten. That's their worst record since 04 in the Big Ten. 7-1.
And that was what, 2011 when they had.
Oh well, yeah. I'm taking the that's the Ryan Day.
That's the outlier.
The 1 year that they missed. That's been their basement. 7-1 in the Big Ten. They've never lost more than one game in the conference since 04.
Wow. And I think that would be beautiful. I mean, if we're going to take all of the coastal teams at face value, again, until proven otherwise, we got to go out there and dominate it. But if you want to put Miami's name next to any of these, you would think that's what Miami would be doing in the ACC Coastal. But we haven't. And it's just that simple, man. It's just that simple. We have it, and we have to prove it.